Hey, Dream Drivers, welcome to episode 252 of the Dreams and Drive podcast. This is a special episode. I know you guys haven't heard from me in a long time, but I really wanted to get in on here and show some love before the new year. As you know, I did have a baby in late September, and I'm still adjusting to the new mom life. It's been hard. There have been challenges. I promise that I will talk more about that in my birth story episode, which is coming soon. I haven't had the time to really sit down and record it in the way that I want to, and I want to do video for that one as well. So please bear with me, guys. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about today the experience that I had last week that I think a lot of you can relate to. I talked about it on my personal Instagram page, Rain Shine Love, and I wanted to put it here on the episode or the podcast because I know that it's a story that many of us can learn from and something that I think can teach you some things as well. Before we get into the episode, as always, if you enjoy this, please make sure you're sharing it among your own social media networks and your own community. You can find us across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Dreams and Drive. And use the hashtag Dreams and Drive when sharing as well. If you want to join our email newsletter, The Keys, and get weekly updates every time we have a new episode, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/join. And lastly, if you are still shopping for the holidays and want to gift someone in your life with a Dreams and Drive t-shirt or crew neck sweatshirt, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/shop. That's dreamsanddrive.com/shop. We still do have inventory left over, and I would love to see some of your loved ones in some Dreams and Drive gear this holiday season. So before we dive into the lessons today and marketing tips and all that good stuff, let me give you a little bit of a story time. I love story time only because, number one, you guys know that I'm a storyteller. Episode 199 with Rich Keller, we talked about how to discover your one word, and what I've been learning through Rich over these past few years is one of my mentors is that I'm a storyteller in everything that I do, and I can help people discover their stories. And learning how to market is part of storytelling because you have to understand how you're telling your story online or how you're getting people to communicate and interact with you. What is the story that you're putting out about your brand, and how can you manipulate, or not manipulate, but how can you really create and nurture this story so that you can get the results that you want. All right. So let's get into it. Last week, Monday, I logged onto my email as normal, and I saw a little reminder email from Acuity Scheduling, which is the scheduling app that I use. And it said, you have an appointment this week. And I thought to myself, hey, wait, how do I have an appointment? Because I haven't been booking any interviews. I've been on a maternity leave, and I haven't been marketing any of my marketing consultations. But lo and behold, I opened it up and I saw that someone booked a marketing consultation with me for the next day. Now, I was quite surprised because I haven't been marketing, as I said, but something told me, Raina, don't cancel this. Do it. And so I reached out, we got everything squared away, and we had a wonderful marketing consultation. It really did spur in me this reminder that I'm good at what I do, that there are people out there who need this help. And it's funny because this could also have been a sign. Just a few days prior, my best friend and I were talking about how in 2021 we want to level up our businesses and really start using our skill sets to make money. It's something that we used to talk about all the time back in the day, and I think I shy away from marketing some of my consultation services. And I've been in the game for a long time, but still, there's a little bit of fear there for me. So listen, I didn't even have to market it, and this wonderful woman found what I did. So I wanted to ask her, though, at the end of our consultation, how did you find me? And this is something that I always urge everyone to do. You should be asking people, how do they find you, getting feedback, all that good stuff. So her response shocked me, but it didn't really shock me. It more so affirmed. She told me that she found out about Dreams and Drive by watching the Jimmy Fallon segment that I was part of, the one that honored Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther. On that segment, I was wearing a black Dreams and Drive crew neck sweatshirt that had the Dreams and Drive logo on it. She said that the word dream caught her attention because she also has the word dream in her brand. And she wanted to learn more about what is this Dreams and Drive. She Googled it, and then from there she became a follower and a listener and really has interacted with my brand off and on for the past few years. So I really appreciated that because it showed me that if you're going to show up, people are going to be interested. People will find out about your brand if you put it out there. And this sales funnel was pretty unique, right? She saw me on TV. She Googled the show. She became a listener, and then she eventually booked. So let's get into these quick tips that I put together that I think can help anybody find unique ways, quick ways to market and promote themselves or their businesses when they're given the opportunity, all right? Number 1, invest in some sort of branded merchandise, right? I'm a big believer in if you have a business or brand, you should at least have some sort of merchandise that you can wear, something that others can wear that can also help and promote your brand. So for example, by me wearing a branded Dreams and Drive sweatshirt while on the Jimmy Fallon show, which is a national TV segment, I was able to promote my brand to everybody who was watching that show. Now, whether or not people knew that it was a logo and wanted to look it up, I had no control over that, but I was at least giving people the opportunity, hence how I was able to get the client that booked that marketing consultation with me last week. So there are plenty of ways that you can go about getting branded merchandise. I won't list all of that, but find a vendor online. Go to your local print shop, get some t-shirts made, start wearing them, start having other people wear them, get some mugs, whatever it is, something that goes to your business, some keychains, something. This is such a great way to get the word out about who you are and what you do. I also believe that if you want, and then don't forget that you can also sell this type of merchandise, right? So I have a Dreams and Drive shop, dreamsanddrive.com/shop, where you can buy t-shirts and sweatshirts. And not only are these clothing that you can wear, but it's also a great way to help others help you promote your brand as well. Don't forget, others can help you promote your brand, and getting branded merchandise is a great way to do that. So number 2, here's a quick and easy one. Make sure you have some sort of branded physical promotional material. So that can be like a flyer, a postcard, a business card, something like that. It's something that you can leave behind and is physical. And I think a lot of people now are not really investing in those things because they think, we're in this virtual digital world. No one really wants to waste paper, so to say. But I'm telling you, there are some times we really just need to have something physical that is a representation of your brand. I personally love using Canva for this. I designed my business card on Canva. I designed some flyers and posters that I needed to use in Canva. So find a tool that works for you and then get it printed. You can print through Vistaprint. You can print through a lot of different online sites. So really try to think about what is something that makes sense for my business and then get something physical. Number 3, make sure you're using social media to your advantage. And when I say that, I think there are specific ways that a lot of us really aren't taking advantage of social media and making sure that we're promoting who we are and what we do. And number 1, that is in your bio. Your bio should be very clear on who you are, what you do, and how people can connect with you, right? So for example, if you're a hairstylist and makeup artist, your bio should reflect that. It should talk about how people can book you. Then it should tell a little bit more about who your target audience is or what your specialty is. Use that bio to your advantage. It's a great way to be visible. And also you want to make sure that your bio is aligned and is the same across all your platforms, right? Don't make your Twitter bio something totally different from your Instagram bio, and that's totally different from something that they might see on Facebook. Make sure there's some type of continuity between all your bios across all your social platforms. People need to have a good sense of who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And using social media bios in that way is a great way to do that, all right? And then even just apart from your bio, make sure what you're posting is also relevant and showing who you are, what you do, and how people can connect with you. Use your captions wisely. I think sometimes a lot of us post very pretty pictures and then we don't really use the captions to have any sort of call to action. Make sure that if you're posting something and it's about your brand, that your caption as well is telling people how they can connect with you. And I think that Sakita Holly of the Sakita Method podcast, she's Miss Success on Instagram, had a great Instagram TV live replay about this, where she talked about don't be afraid to promote yourself. She really talked about how you can really promote yourself on social media. So tune into her Instagram TV live replay for that. All right. She's Miss Success on Instagram. Number 4, make sure you know how you're coming up on Google. I think that's important for anyone who's trying to market themselves, because sometimes that's the first place that people go when they're trying to learn more about your brand. So if you don't know how you're showing up, you don't really know how you can fix it, right? So for example, I have been on the online space for a long time, since college. So if you were to Google Rana Campbell, which I'm going to do right now, I automatically come up. The first hit is my website, but the first thing that comes up is my website, then comes up my LinkedIn, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, then Dreams and Drive, and then a Huffington Post article that I wrote years ago. So these are really good hits to have if someone is Googling my name. I also don't have a name that's very common. Now, if I were to Google Dreams and Drive, I would want to know what's coming up there as well. Thankfully, when I do that, the first thing that comes up is the dreamsanddrive.com website. Then we have the Apple Podcast website, then Dreams and Drive Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, and then an article that I did on ElaineFluger.com, and her website, Support is Sexy, or her podcast, I should say, Support is Sexy. So if you're not showing up on Google the way that you want to, there are a lot of other things that you can do. You can try to invest in getting more press. You might also want to work on your SEO and your website and making sure you have a high domain authority. Today's episode is brought to you by Clorox. When it counts, trust Clorox. The same way we trust essential workers to provide the care they give to us, our families trust us to give them a safe and protected home. Our community heroes trust Clorox to keep places like hospitals and grocery stores disinfected, so I know I too can trust Clorox to provide my home with a safe environment at home we can all enjoy. That is why I trust Clorox regular bleach. By mixing a 1/3 cup of Clorox regular bleach with 1 gallon of water, when used as directed on hard, non-porous surfaces, it kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria on a variety of surfaces. From our kitchen floors to the counters to bathroom tubs to, of course, laundry whites. I know I can count on Clorox disinfectant products to give myself and my family the best home we deserve. Especially since we've been living in this pandemic for 2020, Clorox disinfectant products are very important. With a newborn, it is important that I'm keeping my home safe and clean. So I love to use Clorox products on a variety of surfaces such as countertops, floors, faucets, appliances, door handles. For me, it's so important to share with loved ones and the public how they can give the most care for their loved ones by using products like Clorox to keep their home safe. When it counts, trust Clorox. And that leads us to our next tip, which is number 5. Make sure you actually have a website. Make sure you have an online home. I think that a lot of us sometimes think that social media is the only online tool that we should be using, and we don't actually invest in having our own digital home. Remember, social media is not yours. You do not own it. If whoever owns Instagram wants to decide to shut down Instagram tomorrow, that means all of the hard work that you put into it will be gone. But no one can shut down your website except for you if you don't pay your domain hosting fee. So please, 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 if you are creative, if you are a dream driver, make sure you're investing in your own digital home, aka your website, and make sure that your website has some key things such as an about page, a contact page, a booking page, some sort of portfolio, whatever your business is, you want to make sure that your website reflects that and allows people to get to know, like I said, who you are, what you do, and how they can work with you further. And that website should show up when people are searching for you and your business name. Number 6, make sure that customer testimonials or referrals are built in to your business process. And I say that, I think that whenever you're doing a service, or if you have a product or you're selling a product, make sure at the end of that checkout process or the end of that shipping process, the end of your consultation, whatever, make sure you're offering an opportunity for your customers to, AKA, make sure that you are offering opportunity for your customers to, number one, leave a review or refer in some way. Now, there are a lot of online tools, a lot of plugins that you can use on your website if you want to have a review page. I'm not going to go into detail about that because I'm not necessarily versed in all of those different platforms that you can use. But let's say you even have a service, you provide a service. You can ask people after a service to fill out a short survey. Getting followers on different sites and all these new platforms as they come up, but make sure you have something that you can own, and an email list is something that you can own. And then once you have your email list of your targeted followers, then you can then sell to them through your email. The conversion rate or emails are very high if you have emails are a great way to really get personal with your audience and to really send one-on-one communications. And you know what? If email isn't your thing, the new thing that I see a lot of brands are also doing is investing in text messaging marketing. So if you want to go the text message route and think that that's a great way to connect with your audience, then go that route as well. But I'm telling you, you need to find a way to build an audience and contacts that you actually own. And social media followers are not followers that you actually own. Their information is not one that you can have access to outside of the platform. So if you have a really, really strong Instagram, a lot of followers on Instagram and social media, but you're not converting that and not having them go back to your website, not having them join an email list, not having them give you their text message or their phone numbers so that you can actually market to them one-on-one, then you are losing out when it comes to this marketing and promoting game, all right? So let's just do a quick recap really quickly of these 8 tips that I have for you today. And these are all things that came to mind after me learning from my client that she found out about Dreams and Drive and Rana Campbell from watching me on TV after me wearing my shirt. All right, let's run through these again. Number 1, invest in branded merchandise. All right, make sure you have some kind of signature color, something that people can remember you by, and something that sparks people's attention. Number 2, invest in some sort of branded promotional material that is physical, something that you can leave behind. And I'll leave another tip here. You can also do digital promotional materials as well, but I think that investing in something physical is something that's going to stand out nowadays because people aren't doing it as much. Number 3, make sure you're using social media wisely. Make your bio should reflect who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how people can interact with you. Number 4, make sure that you know how you're showing up on Google, and if you don't like how you're showing up, invest in trying to fix that. Number 5, please, please, please have a digital home, aka a website. There's no reason why you can't create a simple landing page, something that you can direct people to that has your information and they can learn more about you or learn how to interact with you and later then book you. Number 6, have customer testimonials, referrals, or feedback embedded into your business and sales process. That information or that content that you're given after having that customer referral, testimonial, product review, personal picture, those are all things that you can then use to market. Number 7, at events, whether they are in person, virtual, whatever, use the Q&A time as a way to introduce who you are and your brand and then ask your question, all right? That is something I've been doing for years, and it has always led me to either someone coming up to me after an event and saying, hey, I love that question. I would love to learn more about the brand. That's of interest, all right? Number 8, please invest in some sort of email list or some sort of text message marketing. I think it's going to be very important moving forward in 2021 for us to own our audiences. And that is a great way to start. And that's a great way to do some one-on-one personal marketing. Now, these are only 8 tips, right? There are so many other ways that you can be marketing and promoting your brands. I just want to give you guys a little nudge to say there are ways, and there are probably even more creative things that you can be doing. And it's based on your industry. There are super segmented things that you could be doing. There's super niche things you could be doing. But please just use this as a starting point. Any opportunity you have to promote yourself, do it. I mentioned this on my Instagram. Why should I have ever worn someone else's logo if I had the opportunity to be on national TV? When you have opportunities like that, you want to make sure that you're putting your brand first, because you're basically just marketing for someone else when you can be using an opportunity that is one of a kind to really shed light on who you are and what you do, and be smart about it, right? They didn't give us any strict guidelines, and my logo wasn't obnoxious, and it wasn't even one that was so recognizable like a Nike logo. So it didn't seem like I was promoting some sort of brand. So that's where you have to be very smart and talk about and think about, hey, my brand isn't nationally known, so it's not going to be flagged, right? And because that segment went viral, I now know that over millions of people have now seen Dreams and Drive logo. And whether or not they Googled it or searched it, at least now that brand exposure is there. So if you want to get some more tips, I have a book that I recommend to everyone, and it's called Guerrilla Marketing Remix. And if you want to get that, you can just go to dreamsanddrive.com/bookstore, go down to marketing, and order the book there. I would say please use that link if you want to support. It is an affiliate link, but I really do appreciate you guys supporting in that way. And you can also browse the other books that we have on the bookstore, because those are all things that guests have recommended I personally love as well. Guerrilla Marketing Remix teaches you all about different out-of-the-box ways that you can use to market your business. All right, so that's it, you guys. If you enjoyed this episode, if you feel like I shared some tips that you found useful, please share this with your own community and audience. You can find us across the board at Dreams and Drive, and use that hashtag Dreams and Drive as well. If you want to join our email list and get our weekly newsletter, The Keys, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/join, and make sure wherever you're listening, you are subscribed. If you subscribe, that you get notifications every time we have a new episode. And I'm hoping to really get into a regular cadence of releases like I was doing last year. 2020 has been one for the books. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and one of my greatest blessings came from this year, but also really was a hectic year, and my schedule just went out the door. So thank you guys for tuning in with me and bearing with me as well. And lastly, if you want to support the show, there are 2 ways specifically that you can. You can shop our Dreams and Drive merchandise. Just go to dreamsanddrive.com/shop. Or if you want to donate, become a Patreon supporter, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/donate, and you can find the different options there, guys. And so I'm going to just leave this here with you guys. You never know who's watching you, even when you're not being active. So making sure that you are leaving a mark or leaving things behind for people to be interested in, and then find ways to learn more about your brand and interact with your brand, even if you're not actively promoting, is so important. Moral of the story, too, right? When in doubt, rock your own, right? If you are at an event, you don't know what to wear your own t-shirt and some nice pants, right? Always find a way to make your brand shine. Don't be afraid. As I said, as that Sakita Holly did such a great Instagram live on this, and the Instagram live replays up on her Instagram TV. Don't be afraid to promote yourself. You have to promote yourself. You have to market yourself, especially if you're a dream driver just starting out, because no one else is going to do it for you. And the brands that get ahead are the ones that are thinking about smart, creative ways to connect with their audience, and to also drive people back to their digital home and then interact with them in some sort of way. That can be whether it's looking at the website, that can be joining their email list, that can be buying something, but you want to find a way to get people back to some sort of landing page, some sort of general platform where they can learn more about you. Hope you guys enjoyed this driver's ed. It was really fun to record. And remember, we will be back soon. Baby in the background now. I've been recording this with him on my lap. You will be hearing from me soon about what life has been like as a mother and a dream driver. As always, keep dreaming, keep driving, and we'll chat again in episode 253. Bye, guys.